So before we even get into GTA 6, we got to talk about what woke actually means because people are constantly throwing this word around like crazy, and I feel like half of you guys don't even know what it means or where it came from. So originally, being woke came from the civil rights movement, and it basically meant being aware of systematic oppression, aware of racism, and the way that society was kind of built against certain groups of people. That was the original meaning. And over time, the word kind of shifted and got a lot more broad. And now, when people say woke, especially in gaming, they mean something completely different. So, they're mostly talking about strong women or feminism, gay representation, diversity, and just strong political commentary. That's pretty much what woke means in 2026. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. And look, I've made videos on this topic before, or I think I've only made one video on it before, but I'm going to be honest with you, I was kind of dancing around it and I was trying to kind of soften the blow and kind of saying like, oh, people think it's going to be woke, but here's why that's not that bad. But nah, we're not going to do any of that today. I'm not here to comfort anybody. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I want to give you the real expectations before this game drops. Because I feel like a lot of people are going into it with either too much hope or too much anger. And I think that neither is based on reality. So consider this my final word and video on this topic. Alright, so let's talk first about Lucia. She is the first female protagonist in an HD GTA game. And she looks good, she looks pretty, and we've seen her in a dress. But I don't think that's fooling anybody, right? Like, this woman is a boxer, she's a criminal, she's a bank robber. There's really nothing soft about her. She has this like rugged and tough energy that's very much not the traditional feminine archetype. And that obviously was pretty intentional. Rockstar is clearly making a statement with her character. And beyond Lucia, based on everything that we've seen, there's going to be tons of strong female characters all throughout this game. And if girl bosses aren't your thing, well, I'm telling you right now, you're going to have a pretty rough time. Because we're going to see quite a lot of that. Because beyond Lucia, we've seen people like the Real Dimes, and from what we can tell, the game is going to be loaded with powerful women in different roles. And some people are going to love that, some people are going to absolutely hate it. But either ways, it's happening. It's a big part of the game. If you're not a fan of feminism, then you might have an issue with that. And Rockstar, they're not building this game to cater to people who want to see women in smaller roles, I feel like that ship has sailed like 20 years ago. So the female presence in GTA 6 is going to be massive. It's going to be a core part of the story and the world. So I'm just kind of setting expectations with you guys here. I'm not trying to debate whether it's good or bad. So now I want to also touch upon representation, right? We've seen a lot of things in the trailers that kind of allude to gay characters in the game. I feel like that's pretty much confirmed. And I mean, the game is set in fictionalized Miami, Miami being one of the most diverse cities in America. And that includes a very prominent gay and trans community. So I don't think Rockstar is going to ignore any of that. I think it actually would be kind of weird if they did. So yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of gay characters, there's probably going to be trans characters, and that's just the reality of the setting that they chose. And some people will have a problem with that, I think most won't, but some definitely will. Now, here's a funny one, and it's regarding whether there will be pride parades in the game, and my honest answer is probably not, and I think we all know why. Rockstar is not going to hand the internet a clip of players running over a pride parade, I think that would be a PR nightmare. So I think they're smart enough to avoid that specific scenario, but that doesn't mean that gay and trans representation isn't going to be all over the game in other ways, I think there might be characters that are actually part of the story, there's going to be dialogue, maybe entire side missions that revolve around these types of characters. So the representation will be there. It just won't be handed to trolls on a silver platter like a pride parade or whatever. Because, Rockstar obviously knows what they're doing. In terms of the racial diversity, I mean, we've already seen a ton of black characters in every GTA game. That's just been a staple. We're going to see that, and I mean, it's obviously, Miami, so nothing out of the blue there, If somebody has a problem with black characters being prominently featured in the game setting where the majority is the minority in that city, that's not the game's fault. That's not Rockstar being woke. I mean, that's just them being accurate. So, yeah, I think that is not even really worth talking about too much. Obviously, we're going to see a ton of black characters. I feel like the racist people are going to be racist. There's nothing really new in that front. But, something that's actually really interesting and something that's much more of a controversy is how the game is set in Florida. And I live in Florida, so I like to think that I know a little bit about this state. And Florida is deeply, deeply conservative. So what is Rockstar going to do with that? They're going to satirize it, and I think they're going to do it pretty hard. There are already leaks that have came out about there being a right-wing militia kind of faction in the game. I don't know if that's really a spoiler. I feel like most people would probably kind of see that coming, a bunch of angry rednecks that are going to try to kill you. And if you combine that with the Florida setting and the redneck culture and the Southern conservative identity, I think Rockstar is going to go all in on that. And given where we are politically in the country right now, I think that's going to upset a lot of people. That satire is going to hit a lot differently today than it would have, let's say, like 10 years ago. Now, to be fair, will Rockstar also make fun of liberals and the left? Yeah, I mean, they probably will. They usually do. And GTA has always been an equal opportunity offender. But here's the thing. That's going to go completely over everybody's head because the conservative satire is going to be so loud and so visible that it's all anyone's going to talk about. The left-leaning jokes will land quietly and no one's going to really make a big deal out of them, probably because of all the representation. But the moment a redneck militia is going to show up in the game, I think the internet is going to go crazy. And I think that's just because of the reality that we're currently living in regarding America's political climate. So look, here's my final take. Here's the final idea. Is GTA 6 going to be woke? Yes, GTA 6 is going to be woke. We're going to see a lot of feminism, a lot of strong women, a lot of gay and trans representation, a lot of racial diversity, and probably a good amount of Rockstar poking fun at conservatives. So I think all of that is going to be in the game. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's not the case just to make you guys feel better, But here's the other side of it. The game is still going to be absolutely insane. The gameplay, the world, and the overall scale is going to be revolutionary. Some of these characters also might be genuinely great, despite, GTA Online kind of making me worry about some of their character direction. And at the end of the day, most people are going to play it and not even really think about any of this stuff, I feel like majority won't. But some people are going to be very, very loud about hating the game. And it might even trickle into American politics. I wouldn't be surprised if we start hearing certain political figures in America talk about GTA 6 regarding certain controversies or how this game is a bad influence to kids or is deliberately shitting on certain ideologies, right? But regardless, GTA 6 is still going to be one of the greatest games ever made, woke or not. So if you guys agree with that and you're excited and you guys are, really, really trying to play this game regardless, consider sticking around. I make a lot of GTA 6 content, and I'm also curious about whether or not you think any of this stuff will ruin it for you. Do you care about any of this woke stuff, or is it not going to bother you? Let me know. I'm really curious to hear everybody's thoughts. For me personally, I don't give a shit. I'm still going to enjoy the game. I'm not bothered by any of that. So with that being said, stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you guys in Vice City.